If you wanted to find the longest reverb in the world, where should you start looking? If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that the inch down oil tanks are the most reverberant place in the world, but it's important to look at how we got to this point. Most people's first thought would be to look at cave systems, some of which are famous for the reverb tails in their larger rooms. And this makes sense. If you think about it, historically caves were among, if not the first indoor spaces that humans occupied. And due to reverb requiring a fully enclosed space to appear, it stands to reason that these are also the spaces where early humans first experienced reverb. Modern day cavers still use reverb to get around in caves. Clapping or yelling and then listening to the cave's response can give you an idea of the geometry of the space ahead of you. If the cave opens up, you hear more reverb, and if it becomes narrower, you'll hear less. If you're looking for the longest reverb, however, caves very quickly get ruled out as potential candidates. This is because caves are complex structures with highly textured walls and formations. And the more jagged an enclosed space is, the more energy is absorbed when the sound wave hits the wall, making for a shorter reverberation time. This means that if we're to find the extremities of what's possible with reverb, we need to start looking towards man-made structures. Cathedrals could be the next place to look, as they too are famous for their reverb. The problem with that is that cathedrals are designed to have a reverb that is long enough to make the chants and prayers sound otherworldly, but short enough that the words can still be made out. We need to look towards industrial structures, structures that don't take human inhabitability into account. Geyser meters, oil tanks, reservoirs, sewers, tunnels. This is where the extremity of acoustics can be found. If I were a betting man, I'd say that as climate change worsens and we transition away from fossil fuels, more and more of these acoustic oddities will be discovered among the bones of our old way of life. As artists, we have the opportunity to reclaim these spaces and use them as an instrument, and that's what I'm trying to do with my work.